What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the red color, playing as Odin. His name is Tigerboss. His opponent today, in the blue color, playing as Gaia. His name is Punkstar. Boom. For some reason, whenever I read this name Punkstar, I just go, my feeling is that if you were to see like a graphic or something, it would be this guy or this star sort of character, and then he goes Punkstar, wink, and then bang, like something like that. I don't know. That's the image in my brain. I'm a little bit silly though, and I know you guys know that, so that's fine. But this is the Divine Intervention Tournament, round 1, best round of 32, I believe. Though we didn't quite get 32 signups, which is totally fine. But Tigerboss versus Punkstar here. Very, very exciting to see how this one's going to be going. Punkstar has been playing relatively decently. His level has increased considerably of late, especially with the random gods. He's been trying out all these matchups and trying to get accustomed to it. Tigerboss, on the other hand, I haven't been watching a whole lot of recently. I haven't seen him. He's an incredibly strong Atlantean player. In fact, he actually takes games off the best players consistently in tournaments now with his Atlantean. He's someone to be feared in the no god restriction tournaments. And I'm interested to see how far he's going to be able to go in this tournament with his Odin, as we do see him dropping a house down over here. He's finding himself having a whole bunch of hunt all across the map with some aurochs and some walrus all over the place. He's going to be really happy with that. But this matchup, Odin versus Gaia, this is an interesting one because I think from the Odin perspective, it's a little bit simpler to play this matchup than play from the Gaia perspective. But if you actually look at it on paper and look at like both players making correct decisions, it ends up being a really, really close matchup. So the thing is, though, that I guess from a decision-making perspective, actually the decisions that Gaia needs to make aren't that challenging, but staying alive and surviving the Odin ferocity is what's quite difficult to do. And things like that are really simple here from Punkstar is ensure you get your economic upgrades. He's already starting that. He's already getting his pickaxe. He's already got his hand axe out already. So you ensure you get yourself your upgrades out. You ensure you spend your resources on defensive buildings, ensuring you stay alive in this game, ensuring you get yourself the right god path to survive. Rhea is probably the god of choice in this matchup, more so than going for the Thea. Why? Because you want to be tradering frost giants, fire giants, giving yourself that little bit of bulk in your army and things like that. So we'll see how it's all going to go, as we do indeed see Tigerboss dropping the temple down. He actually drops the wooden walls around his Ulfsark just in case, but Punkstar doesn't look like he goes for any early Oracle hero shenanigans here. And his Tigerboss wasn't paying attention here, so he's actually being caught. He can delete these, but there's a little bit of wood that he, not wood, gold that he's lost on that position there for no good reason. And we see a final dwarf coming through as Freya also going to be coming through. And it looks like Punkstar here. Oh, just build the extra villager, Punkstar. Just build it. Don't do this. And he advances. So it's slightly behind. And the reason he's behind here is because he's going for hand axe, he's going for pickaxe, and he doesn't have all the hunt in his main base. And if you do go that, and it's fine to do this, to do these sorts of strategies, but just go for the 5-15 advance. There's nothing wrong with a 5-15 advance in this matchup. You just have to remember you're going to have to bring your villagers back home, or bring your oracles back to defend against any sort of early game harass that comes from enemy Hersa and things like that. So just bring your villagers back home, no worries, and you'll be fine. But Punkstar here goes for the slight delay in citizens instead. And we'll see how things are going to go as the unit's coming through now. One thing here that Punkstar is going to need to be a little bit worried about. This forest here. He has caused a lot of problems for himself here. For those of you who don't know, forest fire has got a damage cap on buildings. And that damage cap is 2,000 HP. Will we see that forest fire immediately here? No. Okay, so the cap is 2,000 damage. Now, what you can do, if your opponent isn't 100% aware of all the mechanics in Age Mythology, or you can sneak these up, is you can put wall segments down, and that soaks up the building damage. But there we go. The forest fire is down. We can kind of ignore the problem here. Survives. A very, very poor start here for Punkstar. He loses the forward tower. He loses a lot of this front, but he can recast Gaia Forest down on this position to kind of defend this yet again if he wants to. But that is a really, really bad start for him. Can he heal this one back up? Send the automaton forward! Send it forward! Get the thing back! All right. Counter barracks coming up, and we do indeed see a town center here for Tigerboss. So he gets the early damage done, he retreats back, and he's all fine. Just to finish my thought off here, if you put wall segments down on these forests here, you can kind of bait your opponent a little bit into wanting to forest fire this. It'll only ever work once. Once one player does it, they realize that they made a mistake. But no problems here for Punkstar. He doesn't fall victim to that forest fire trap that is possible. Alrighty, so we're starting to see the units coming out. Personally here, if I was Tigerboss, probably not Tigerboss, if I was Punkstar here, probably actually only build a handful of units. If I see this town center coming up, I'd just start going mass upgrades here, get myself up to like fully upgraded citizens here. Maybe not even go for a second town center, fully upgraded, and start pounding this position. Stay one town center, keep getting upgrades, go and attack this position as hard as I possibly can with everything I possibly have in the Classical Age. Why? Because grabbing this town center here plays into an unwinnable situation, which is Ragnarok is going to come. You're not going to be able to stop it. There's Hunt on this town center. Your opponent is going to be able to defend you if you go for the second town center. But if you get the upgrades and you just put pressure on, more than likely you can hit a Heroic Age timing, or you can just continue to get damage done in the Classical Age and kill this town center. So we'll see what Punkstar is going to be doing here, and if Tigerboss is going to be able to hold on or not. As it does look like Punkstar, he is continuing to build units, but still not taking into Bowsaw Shaft Mine here just yet. Is a little bit worrying as his units do push forward. And this is not a great fight here for Punkstar, as one automaton does end up getting taken down. The Thrown Axeman pushing forward, going to be pushing these Murmillo back as well. If he can get those Thrown Axemen to wander over those spider layers, he'll be in a good position to actually take those fights. But the automaton getting taken out is a big win there for Tigerboss here indeed, as he's not quite ready to put the pressure on just yet. Maybe not building Terma here would have been a great idea as well, and just making Cairo Ballister to take out these Herser wouldn't have been a problem either, as now the raiding cavalry is starting to come in. Another longhouse coming down. The villagers moving over here to start eating these walrus on the front here. Tigerboss is getting everything he wants and more in this game, as the longhouse now starting to come up. Throw an Axeman retreating away. Can those Terma snipe down that Thrown Axeman or not? He does manage to get it. And now the units are going to be pulling back. Can Punkstar take this fight? It looks like, I mean, those Thrown Axemen are just doing so much here. And the speed of those Terma, if they're Oranos, it feels like they can get in, they can get the damage done, and you can take a fight fairly reasonably. But with Gaia, it's so tough to use those Terma to the fullest of their ability there, in my opinion. As we are seeing some raiding cavalry coming out. The Terma going to be starting slowly moving forward here, trying to snipe those Thrown Axemen there. As the Tigerboss Longhouse does indeed get taken out. There's at least a little bit of damage coming through. Have we seen any upgrades still here for Punkstar? No, he's getting medium infantry as he's trying to get all of the pressure done here that he can, but it's not often you see an Atlantean player score behind the Norse players. And we'll see if this is going to be, we'll see if Tigerboss can continue to hold here, as we do have medium infantry. This is going to be a big help. Look at all of those Valkyrie here that are out for Tigerboss. Now, Valkyrie on mass pretty good here against those automatons. They do 200% bonus damage versus myth units, which is the same as the automaton, which does 200% bonus damage versus myth units as well. And the temple coming out. We do see the units starting to push forward here. Can Punkstar micro this here is the big question. He's got to just use those Terma on to those throwing axemen. I'm not 100% sure how much bonus damage they get throwing axemen. 100%. So they're doing about 8 damage a second here against those throwing axemen. So you probably only need maybe like five of them to shoot one at a time. So if you split them up into groups of like 5 each and different throwing axemen there, you're probably going to snipe them down without too much overkill, and you can find yourself having an advantage there, as Tigerboss is now actually in front on the population. He's fighting underneath Town Center Fire. He's got those Ursa getting some good damage done. Those automatons need to be attacking units named Valkyrie here, as the village is moving forward, going to start shanking down those Terma as well. Punkstar needs to get those Terma to target down those throwing axemen, otherwise this Norse army is going to be just too strong for him here, as the Murmillos seemingly have basically all fallen here. The automatons also falling as well, as Punkstar's all in with the villagers helping out here, and the town center has not been enough here in this game. Tigerboss defends. Punkstar needs to retreat back. What can Punkstar do following this one is the big question. Not a whole lot. Tigerboss has got full control here. He can either grab a town center, he can go heroic age, he can literally do whatever he really wants to in this position. Grab this forward town center as well, wouldn't go astray. Lots of different options here as the hunt just about to expire here. 300 food left there as the citizens of Punkstar, unfortunately, he is not actually grabbing his food. So he's not only is he hurting himself by being on the hurtables here, but he's also, and he's lost that army, but he's also not grabbed that hunt, which is putting himself even further behind, as Tigerboss here still attempting to defend. The Murmillo still coming out. We do see some catapulties coming out, which will be a big help against those raiding cavalry there. And we'll see if that's going to be something that he can do or not, but retreating back for the time being. We do see a cheeky spider lair kill there, as the armory is down. Aurora Borealis coming through, copper weapons coming through as well. These Valkyrie are going to be so strong moving forward here, as Punkstar retreats back ever so slightly. And he is at 90 population here, but still, the fact is that he doesn't have any counter for these throwing axemen. That's the problem. Trying to get himself a town center at this point, he's going to, I mean, that puts him back behind even more here. Is now copper weapons is also coming through, utilizing the spider lairs to pick up a whole bunch of those raiding cavalry. Is a great move there. It gets every single one of them utilized. That's going to help him out, but how much is it going to help him out? If we take a look at now Tigerboss's economy, he doesn't have plow, but it's coming in. The farm's coming down on the town center here. Villagers finishing up on the hurtables on this position. There is no other food on the map for him here at the moment. But look at this. Tigerboss sees the hunt villagers now moving over here, and he's going to be putting pressure on. We do see the raiding cavalry, Valkyries, moving up onto this position here. Will he spot the town center? Answer is yes, he will. And this is huge here. There's a low HP citizen there as well that could get sniped down. Unfortunately for Punkstar, he's trying to retreat away with those units as the army pushes through here. Punkstar getting some good damage done onto this position, as we do see a mana coming up, but too little too late there, as Punkstar Citizen are both going to be falling on this position. We do see the units turning around and taking this fight. No worries here for Tigerboss, he says, even with a whole bunch of his population not sitting in this position, as the Kyra Ballista getting targeted down by the raiding cavalry here. Does manage to snipe that one down, allowing those throwing axemen to get all of the advantage here in this fight, as the raiding cavalry of Tigerboss going to be searching into the main base. Look at all the citizen on the gold here for Punkstar. He doesn't need this gold. He's got 1,000 in the bank. Same too for Tigerboss, but Tigerboss wants to put a whole bunch of farms down fairly soon here as well, as a citizen does end up falling. And we'll see how the game is going to motor ahead here, as another longhouse coming up for Tigerboss on this position. A couple of those throwing axemen getting some good damage done here, as they're going to be retreating back. More farms coming down. The placement, not the best for Tigerboss, but he's an Atlantean player. He doesn't care about farm placement. As Scardy now clicked up for Tigerboss. He's a little bit behind on the population here. Might need a couple more military buildings, though he does have 5 up if you count the temple as well. So raiding cavalry now sneaking through over here, going to attempt to get some villager kills, but there is a mana here. No problems for Punkstar to simply just jump into that one. And it looks like Tigerboss here going to try and circle around here, maybe retreat out the back and go for a different approach. A very simple win condition here for Tigerboss is to just drop a market, rush Mythic Age, click the Ragnarok God Power and cause some real problems for Punkstar as the Throne Axeman does end up getting taken down here. Kyroballister getting sniped though. A good trade actually for Punkstar. Picking off a Kyroballister is always going to be a ton of resources where that's concerned. Is that Kyroballister cheap here? Dwarven Calibers is in. Yeah, it is cheap. Anyways, Punkstar sees the heroic age and decides to tap out in that position. He's too far behind. I mean, technically speaking, he's still very much alive in this game, and I would have liked to see him continue to fight. But when you're behind, the ways in which you come back into a game while being behind is you've got to raid. You've got to be sending your units across the map in drips and drabs, getting little villager kills, little villager idle time, causing everything, all the problems you possibly can. And that's obviously the same for when you're ahead as well. You get further ahead if you do this, but you've got to be trying to get those raids in to find some sort of an advantage. And while Tigerboss is technically, I would say he's in a winning position here, 100%, but you can always find that Norse players particularly will find a way to throw a game if you put the right pressure on. But Punkstar just a little bit too far behind. Didn't want to continue here. And the dub goes for Tigerboss. First game in this best of 5 series. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys in the next game.